Dave Bautista angrily points at Meghan, slaps her at the Jimmy Fallon show for calling him ugly Z-lister. What was meant to be a light-hearted segment on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon quickly turned dramatic when actor and former professional wrestler Dave Bautista joined the audience. The playful banter escalated into a fiery confrontation between Bautista and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. The trouble began when Fallon invited Bautista, who was in the audience, to participate in a fun game. Bautista eagerly made his way to the stage, ready to showcase his competitive spirit. However, as soon as he reached his seat, the 53-year-old Guardians of the Galaxy star suddenly pointed an accusatory finger at Meghan Markle, who was also in attendance. But Bautista was having none of it. He turned to Fallon and growled, "Stay out of this, Jimmy. This is between me and the Duchess of Delusion over there." Meghan, seated in the front row, looked visibly uncomfortable, as all eyes turned to her. Nevertheless, she maintained a composure and calmly addressed Bautista. "I'm not sure what I've done to upset you, Mr. Bautista," she said, "but I'm willing to have a respectful dialogue if you'd like to discuss whatever's on your mind." Bautista, however, was in no mood for diplomacy. He slammed his fist on the table and bellowed, "Discuss! Discuss! You want to discuss? Well, let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't want to discuss a damn thing with you. In fact, I have one simple message for you. Shut your mouth." The audience gasped in shock, and Fallon's eyes widened as he tried to regain control of the situation. "Dave, come on, let's keep this civil," he pleaded. But Bautista refused to back down. He stood up from his chair and loomed over Meghan, his towering frame casting a shadow over the Duchess. "You heard me, Meghan," Bautista growled, his face mere inches from hers. "Shut your mouth for me, an ugly man. That's all I've got to say to you." Meghan, to her credit, remained calm and composed, even in the face of Bautista's unyielding aggression. "I'm sorry that you feel that way, Mr. Bautista," she said, her voice level and measured, "but I won't be silenced, nor will I apologise for speaking my truth." Bautista let out a derisive snort. "Your truth? Well, let me tell you something about the truth. The truth is nobody cares what you have to say. You're just a privileged, attention-seeking brat who can't seem to keep a mouth shut, no matter how much the rest of us wish that you would." The audience erupted into gasps and murmurs, clearly taken aback by Bautista's scathing assessment of the Duchess. Fallon, sensing the situation was spiralling out of control, quickly stepped in. All right, that's enough," he said firmly. "Dave, I think it's time that you take your seat and we move on with the show. Let's keep this light-hearted, shall we?" Bautista glared at Fallon, then at Meghan, before finally relenting and returning to his seat. But as he sat down, he pointed a beefy finger at Meghan and growled, "Mark my words, Duchess, you better learn to keep that trap of yours shut, or you're going to regret it." Meghan simply shook her head and turned her attention back to the stage, refusing to be drawn into a war of words. The rest of the segment proceeded without incident, but the tension in the room was palpable. The audience was left wondering what could have prompted such a fiery outburst from the usually affable Bautista. As the show drew to a close, Fallon addressed the audience, acknowledging the unexpected turn of events. "Well, folks, I think it's safe to say that we didn't see that one coming," he said with a nervous chuckle. "But you know what they say, the show must go on. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time." As the cameras stopped rolling, Bautista could be seen storming out of the studio, muttering under his breath. Meghan, meanwhile, remained composed and collected, seemingly unfazed by the actor's outburst. Only time will tell if this incident will have any lasting repercussions, but one thing's for sure, it's a moment that will be etched in the memories of everyone who witnessed it.